everyone, I hope you're ready for another adventure, because today Wayne reads Curious George from Farm to Table. Always remember that as we go through these amazing adventures and read these outstanding stories, all you have to do is press the CC button in your YouTube link if you want to follow along with the words. Now I think that Bumblebee will be perfect to join us for today's adventure. Now the Bumblebee's here. Let's jump in. Curious George from Farm to Table. George was helping his friend Marco make famous tortillas for his abuela's dinner. George reached for a bag on the windowsill, but it accidentally fell to the ground. Don't worry, George, said Marco. That's the masa or cornmeal. We use it to make tortillas. I'm sure we have more. Marco looked in the cupboard. Uh-oh, I thought we had more, he said. George had an idea. He knew exactly where he could find the masa Marco needed. They walked to the local grocery store and asked the store clerk, "Masa? Oh, I'm sorry. I just sold the last bag. But I promised my grandmother I'd make tortillas for her birthday," said Marco. Beep, beep. You're in luck. The delivery man is here, said the store clerk. My Uncle Enrique, Marco explained. Let's ask him for some masa. Uncle Enrique, today is Abuela's birthday. I wanted to make her tortillas, but I don't have any masa, said Marco. No masa? I don't have any on my truck, but I know where I can get some, said Uncle Enrique. My job is to deliver food from the warehouse to the grocery store, Uncle Enrique explained. Let's drive to the warehouse and get more masa. Unfortunately, the warehouse manager said they did not have any masa. I'm waiting for the shipment, but hold on. She took them to the different part of the warehouse. You might find one bag up there, she said, pointing to the top shelf. Luckily, George was an expert climber. When he reached the top, he saw the masa. George saved the day. With the bag tucked under his arm, George started to climb down the shelf. Wait, George, toss the masa to me, shouted Uncle Enrique. I'll catch it. George tossed the bag. Just then, the warehouse manager yelled, "Watch out," to another employee. Distracted, Uncle Enrique looked away and the bag fell into the ground and burst open. As they left the warehouse, Uncle Enrique said, "I'm sorry, Marco. Abuela won't have tortillas for her birthday. It's all my fault." They climbed back into the delivery truck. George looked at the back of the empty bag. He pointed to the picture. "George, you're right. That's the mill where they make the masa. There's even an address, and it's not too far away," said Uncle Enrique. They decided to drive to the mill. Inside the mill, a worker showed them how the masa was made. Grains like corn and wheat come into the mill and are cleaned and inspected. Then the grains are put into a grinder and come out as cornmeal or flour. Next, it is sifted to remove parts we don't need. Finally, the cornmeal or flour is bagged and shipped to the warehouse. "Could we have a bag of masa?" asked Uncle Enrique. "I'm sorry, our card comes from local farmers, but there wasn't enough rain this year, and the drought delayed the corn harvest. No corn, no mesa." George knew of a local farmer who grew corn. He even stored rainwater for his crops. George pointed the way to Rent Kinsey's farm. "Thanks to my water tank, we stored enough water to get through the season. I harvested corn all day today," said Farmer Rankins. Farmer Rankins was happy to help. He gave them fresh dried corn. They took the dried corn to the mill, where it was ground into masa and put into the bags. While Uncle Enrique took the bags to the warehouse to become packaged for the grocery stores, George and Marco took one bag home to make tortillas. George now understood that food in the stores came from farmers like his friend Mr. Rankins. At last, Marco was able to make his famous tortillas for his abuela's birthday dinner. The whole family loved them. George did too. Oh wow, that was a really fun adventure with George. What did you think, Bumblebee? I like that part too. We'll see you in the next adventure, okay? And we'll see you in the next adventure, here with Wayne Reads. Thank you for joining us, and we can't wait to see you again. Bye-bye!